Jason, you alluded to it with Aditi, but the Browns now have the most cap space in the NFL after restructuring Myles Garrett's deal a day after restructuring Joel Bitonio's deal. They have $33.5 million in cap space. The Garrett deal opened up $12.5, nearly $13 million in cap space. Do you agree with Aditi that this is just a move to eventually roll that cap space over into next season, or do you think Andrew Berry has something sneaky up his sleeve?
No, I mean, what big move is there to make right now?
What could be under his
Yeah,
sleeve?
there is no big. Stephon Diggs ain't coming here. They don't have the draft capital. The Bills are trying to win. Like, you know,
I'm kidding.
It's,
Yeah, they're not gonna trade him.
but it's out there. He's looking for a deal.
They're not going to trade him.
So no, but Buffalo's not. They're certainly not going to trade him for
Jonathan
picks.
Taylor if they can get.
Yes, I
him.
agree with that. I agree with that. But certainly the Browns don't need. There is no big move to make.
Yeah.
You know, Mikey, I'll give you full credit. We were texting last night, and I hadn't really thought of this. Mike said, this is one in the chamber for Aaron Donald. If Donald were to become available.
I agree. Whether it's him or somebody else, it gives them a lot of flexibility at the trade deadline.
Yes, if something
that
were
other
to happen,
teams don't have.
If something were to emerge, and you can go make that move now. Otherwise, listen, when you've got a quarterback making the money that he is, and I know they already restructured him once, you have to keep playing hula hoop.
Yeah.
And run the financial obstacle course with Deshaun's money the way it is. And eventually, we saw it with Minnesota this year. Eventually, it catches up with you. Like, they had to move Tomlinson because they couldn't afford to sign their draft picks.
Yeah.
Now, when does that time come for Cleveland? I don't know. But they've done a nice job at this point of kicking the can down the road and keeping their window open financially. I've talked about it before. I don't know how long you can carry two guards making $30 million combined when you got a quarterback making what he makes. But for now, they're doing a really nice job of kicking that can down the road. Eventually, they have to pick up the can, but that time isn't now.
By the way, Aaron Donald's not the player I want to trade for if the Rams are not good this year.
Well, Baker's not on the team anymore. You can't have
No, it's Cooper Kupp.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Why would I want Cooper
Well,
Kupp.
let's wait and
If
see
the
when
Rams
we get
season,
to October.
Let's say Stafford's shot, he's not healthy. Let's trade for Cooper Kupp.
But why would the Rams do that?
No, if they suck, I'm saying. He's
Even
30
if
years old.
Even if they suck.
He's 30.
Listen,
Well,
I
think they'd make Aaron Donald available before Cooper Kupp. But
Trade
maybe I'm
for
wrong.
both of them.
Maybe
They
I'm
got
wrong.
enough cap space.
Okay, here we go.
Aaron Donald, listen, you put Aaron Donald on the squad, then you're talking about all-time great.
Gee, Cooper Kupp's top 5 wide receiver.
He's not Aaron Donald. Let's be clear. Aaron Donald might be the best.
Aaron Donald's old.
Aaron Donald
He's still
might
really
be the
good.
best defensive player ever to put on a jersey. Sorry, Cooper Kupp. I had you in my fantasy team. I would have stood up for you, but you got hurt last year. You helped me, I help you. That's the way things roll.
You're usually with me on the offense. I'm disappointed.
I like
you
Cooper.
take Cooper Kupp too.
Yeah, I take
Let's trade for both. If the Rams suck,
Give him Luke Whippler and DeJuan Jones.
Hey, by
both.
the way, see, this isn't really. I know people are like, oh, this ain't nothing. McNuggets asked a good question.
Yeah.
Is it the fact that Andrew Berry is that savvy?
No.
Well, listen, I don't be seeing the restructure game like this.
Everybody's restructures.
Well, why do the Browns? They don't restructure and go from no cap space to the most of all time.
What do you mean the most?
Not
of all
most
time?
of all time.
Not
Most right now.
I'm the Duke. I'm the Duke of knee jerk. Just follow me here. the most this year. So they went from we ain't got no money to $34 million. If it was so simple, everybody would be doing it, right?
Some owners don't. It costs you more money to do that. Some owners are not willing. There's nothing to do with the GM. I'm giving you.
So you are saying Jimmy Haslam needs to just step up a little bit. He should get a benefit of the doubt.
He is willing to spend some money. I'll give him that.
That's all I care about.
The Andrew Berry gets no GM points for restructures.
Oh, really?
Not for me.
Why not?
Jason, you give him. You do. I don't. You give him. You want to give him a penny's worth of points? I give him a penny.
I mean,
That's part of his job.
I'll give the player a little bit of credit too. They have to be open to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
It doesn't affect the play. They get their money though.
No, I know, but still, I promise you, there's NFL players right now that refuse to restructure their contracts.
Just because they don't care about the team or whatever. Screw them,
So
let me ask you this: what's your grade for Andrew Berry from the time he's been here till now?
It's really hard for me, because I don't know about. We don't know about this year's draft. I think they've made a lot
what you know
of.
now, based on the facts you have
I'd
right
give
now.
them B-, C+, because I think that they've had to use free agency to compensate for draft mistakes.
Right.
So if he, this is a big draft class for him. If they hit on a lot of these guys,
right,
and they emerge as rookies, it goes in answering a lot of questions. And I'll tell you this: if this thing goes off the rails, he just opened a lot of cap space for the next GM. because they're all out.
Right.
Everybody's getting blown out if this thing goes off the rails this year.
All right. Earl gave him a B, which I thought was crazy. G gave him a C plus, I think.
Yep.
I gave him a C. I think you're a little nuts with the B minus.
I said C plus.
Are you going with C plus?
I said B minus, C plus,
Yes,
like
exactly
80%. One question either way.
Yeah, C minus. It all depends on who shows up. If a couple of guys show up and they ball out, you'd be like, oh,
right. Well, we're going to look at it again.
Yeah.
6 months from now, we maybe we got him at an A minus, maybe we got him at an F. I don't know.
This is a big draft class.
This is huge for everybody.
Yeah.
This season, his job's on the line. Stefanski's job's on the line. What we think of Deshaun Watson going forward is on the line. It's all on the line for the whole franchise. Go ahead, Mike.
So we asked the YouTube chat, simply, would you trade DeJuan Jones for Stephon Diggs?
Oh, my God.
58% said no. They would not trade DeJuan Jones for Stephon Diggs.
There you go. I said 37, and you thought I was high. High in number, not high on smoke.
You're kidding.
Anthony, would you like to chime in? This is still going. We have close to 200 votes now.
I think OBJ scarred the city, and they don't want any distractions and with a dramatic receiver. I'm going to assume that's why most people are saying no.
I'm going to assume that they're all high. Like high.
I don't even know.
We do be liking
I mean, I don't even
getting
know.
high.
Again, we're talking about 200 people. Like that's.
But that's indicative of maybe the bigger picture.
I hope not.
Is anybody here? You would obviously trade DeJuan Jones for Stephon Diggs,
Of course.
right? Anthony, Mike, Earl, any of you guys would not make that trade, be honest?
Earl, would you trade right now if it was offered DeJuan Jones for Stephon Diggs? Would you make the trade?
No, I know Bull trying to be funny, but that's absolutely like crazy. Of course you trade for Stephon Diggs if you
We
get
have-
the opportunity.
I
Before
thought
you
it was
even finish
crazy,
the
Earl, but
sentence, you said
58% of our audience
But 50
said they wouldn't do it.
So let me do some translations.
Yeah.
The Duke of Knee Jerk. The translation is they think that he's going to be a starter at some point this year.
Who cares?
Well, I'm just they give him a starter, and they think that he's going to be eventually an All-Pro.
Even if you told me DeJuan Jones was going to be an all-pro right tackle, I'd still trade him.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
So now,
Hold on. No, I don't know. Hold on.
He's a right tackle.
put a 2x4 there. You got Stephon Diggs.
So hold
Stephon
on.
Diggs is a top 5 wide receiver.
So I don't know if very many people would say if you got I project him to be a left tackle. You didn't see he was getting the reps last week.
Finally
He
got
got
the reps.
10 reps in practice yesterday.
So them reps. And now we're doing a lot of extrapolating. But if you ask, would you rather have an All-Pro left tackle or an All-Pro receiver?
This was his stats last season, by the way, which would have led the Browns in all.
Now, if they get Stephon Diggs, if they get,
Are you kidding me?
If
This
they-
guy's
this
like
is
on the
nuts.
Hall of Fame track.
This is nuts.
If you get
this is a
Stephon
joke.
Diggs.
Yeah,
this is like Dogecoin. This conversation is Dogecoin.
we had
It started as a joke.
58%
Somehow it like inflated the value for about 20 minutes,
58%.
and then it crashed again.
58% of our listeners.
This is Dogecoin.
if you get Stephon Diggs, I mean, I couldn't say the Browns are Super Bowl favorites, but they would. I wouldn't.
You take this offense to a completely different level.
So now it's like, okay, Patrick Mahomes, whatever.
Now Amari Cooper is your number 2 receiver.
Which is crazy.
All right, well, with this as the baseline, Mike, do you still want us to all get our heads cut off with your other question? We have 10 minutes
No,
left.
do you guys want to have some fun? You want to wreak some havoc?
No, I'm done with this. I can't.
Okay,
I
we
can't
can skip it.
handle
We can
this
skip it.
anymore.
We'll save that for
Saturday.
another day here. We'll save that for another day. I do think if Stephon Diggs truly does want out of Buffalo, which, mind you, the report yesterday came from Stephen A. Smith, widely renowned NFL insider.
Yeah.
We love Stephen A.
There's
but
no way the Bills are trading Stephon Diggs.
I can't imagine a world where even if he pulled a James Harden, which, by the way, James Harden during the show has been fined $100,000 for calling Daryl
Oh, by the
Morey
way, you want to know something
a
even
liar.
crazier? Position for position, I guarantee you 75% of our audience would not trade Elijah Moore for him.
That's probably
Put in
true.
the chat, would you trade Elijah Moore for Stephon Diggs? We have 10 minutes. We'll do this at the very end.
What are we doing?
They'll
Well,
come
I
up
hate
with
to
some
tell you this,
excuse,
but
the
they all voted
contract,
no to
the
mess with
age.
you.
They'll come up with something.
What are we
So,
doing?
real quick before we move on to the last thing we have to touch on here, are we all in agreement that unless something happens around the trade deadline, whether it's Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, someone else we're not thinking of right now, the Browns probably won't use more than $2-3 million, if they even use that much, to any additional additions to the roster for the
They
start
won't
of
make
week one?
any. There's nobody who's left to pay big money to.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Whether it's a trade, most likely this is just straight rollover money, correct?
Right, yes.
Are we all in agreement? Jason,
Yeah,
G, do you
yeah.
agree
Yeah,
that
yeah,
this
yeah.
probably will not be touched?
Probably.
If anything, maybe they bring in a kicker, but I doubt they do at this point.
It all depends. It all depends on, like, we've been relatively easy, and I think Coach Stefanski is saying, look, I don't like getting people hurt. We've been relatively easy with injuries. If any injury happens to a big-time player, Myles Garrett, somebody else, they're basically saying we have the ammunition moving forward that we're not going to look back. We're still going forward as trying to maximize this year.
But that would have to be a trade. There's nobody in free agency left that you're spending big money on.
No.
Well, no. But you would, if you traded for them, you would have to absorb a deal.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah.